Hello, Radiant One, and welcome to Spiritual Business with Maria Estela, the show and podcast for soul-driven, heart-based spiritual entrepreneurs, business owners, and Magdalene's rising, ready to expand and wanting to lead with love in business and life. I am your host, spiritual business coach, mentor, catalyst, and facilitator, Maria Estela, and it is my deep honor, my great pleasure, and joy to share this episode with you. If you feel the deep stirrings of something new asking to be born through you, go to mariaestela.com/DCIA to download the free guide, Divine Clarity and Inspired Action, that I've created for you. Divine Clarity and Inspired Action will help you to connect deeply with your divine feminine essence of gnosis, wisdom, knowledge, and intuition, as well as activate your divine masculine essence of action, creation, expansion, and building, so that you may experience the satisfaction, the joy, and the liberation that comes from bringing to life that which you are here to birth, while being, doing, and living your soul's divine purpose. On my website, you will also find show notes, transcripts, and previous episodes. Hello, Radiant One, and a very big and a very warm welcome into today's episode, in which I am going to be sharing one of the biggest lessons that I've apparently had to learn in 2019 thus far. And it only, and it's funny that this is still really necessary, but it only came, the revelation, the true revelation and the insight of it. I'm still receiving parts of that, but the realization of this only came when I actually fell ill over the summer, end of mid-August. I was ill for a couple of days. It wasn't like in the past where I have, could be ill for a week or 2 weeks. I had fever for 2 to 3 days. No, not 3 days, but 2 days total-ish, and then the fever broke, and then it was just the remnants of it. And the reason I knew that it was a lesson or connected to some form of lesson is because I am never ever sick anymore, really, in that sense. By the time that I fell ill, I don't think I think the last time I was sick was probably 4.5, almost 5 years prior to that. So whenever those things come up, and that's not quote unquote completely true, because I have had physical, so I have had sciatica and a slip disc, which also, funnily enough, was connected to an expansion and growth. But I hadn't had like a fever or headache or snot or that for, like I said, almost 5 years. And I know that the last time I had it was also connected to expansion and growth. So whenever I am sick like that or something happens, that's when I go and I check in. And I also want to say that for me this time, having the tool of the energy alignment method, EAM, was for sure a great way of finding out what's really going on, and for me to really very quickly and efficiently narrow down what was going on, and I was able to release it. And I think that's I want to ascribe that, like, that's the reason why it only took a couple of days rather than a week or two, because I was able to very quickly narrow it down, figure out what was going on, and then release it and call in, manifest in what I really want or wanted instead. The lesson, and you probably know this if you saw the title of this episode, had to do with and still has to do with getting used to ease, getting used to flow, getting used to abundance, and also fear of success. Because once you move into, at least that's the way it was for me, once I moved into that space where things that I don't even start trying, quote unquote, to manifest. I just have a thought about them and then it appears. That ease was something that for me shook my system, and still to some extent does. I'm no longer as surprised as I was in the beginning when this happened, but it still blows my mind. And some of the thoughts that I had when this started happening for me, and to me, this is where the power of EAM, the power of the energy alignment method really for me came to life. I had everything when it comes to what you're supposed to have as a soul-driven, heart-based spiritual entrepreneur. I had my website, I had newsletters, I had podcasts, I was sharing myself on social media. I was doing everything that the expert tells you to do. And I was doing it from a space of love because I'd had a dark awakening, like a dark night of the soul. And I knew that I was not going to do anything if it wasn't from a space of love. And even though I was doing all that, even though I was fully aligned with my source and love and had all of those things, the manifestation of that was not reflecting in the external world. So I wasn't receiving the clients that I wanted. I wasn't having the community of support that I wanted. I didn't have the money or the opportunities that I wanted. And all of that changed with me starting doing the energy work and the energy work that is within the energy alignment method. All of a sudden, things just started flowing. It was as though that I had built this momentum, I'd built this foundation, everything was just, it was like a river that was ready to flow, but I had this dam that was in place, and once I started doing the energy work, that literally just broke the dam and things just started flowing. And at first there was a time where I was completely incredulous. I'm like, is this for real? I was very not distrusted, but is this real? Like, and will this go on? Will this continue? Will this be consistent? Is this just a fluke? Is this just a one-time thing? And as I saw it happening month after month after month and just expanding more and more, I guess the next level of my growth or my expansion became one of, is that okay? Because I'm here to serve, and I'm here to support and support the world in its, unveiling, its awakening, its healing, its transformation. And I had been, and we have been so conditioned to thinking that has to be connected to some form of struggle, to hardship, to trials and tribulations. And I think that to some extent, those are, in whatever form they show up for you, are part of your journey. They're necessary. I'm not going to be one of those who say that you just do one thing and then they're not there, because I see the value of them. And it's that balance between, I wouldn't be able to know just how magnificent life is now if I hadn't gone through that. Not that I necessarily would want anyone to go through what I've gone through. But it's my journey, and I see the value in it. And so there came a point when that realization, or that I can essentially be and do anything I want or desire, and I don't necessarily have to work hard to get it. It's about, aligning, releasing any and all resistance, and then calling in what you want and adding action. It's, it's the marriage of your divine feminine and your divine masculine. It's the, I like to call, like, it's the marriage to me of the metaphysical and the physical. It's the, and doing the energy work has allowed me to remove those, the barriers or the veils or the blocks that stood in the way between the marriage of those two. And when you do that, what happens is this incredible flow and ease. Again, not to say that I don't have challenges, because I do. Not to say that I don't have situations that I would like to change. I do. But I also see how much easier those things can be resolved. And I want to make clear that to me, it's not only about, when I say abundance, it's not just about money. Even though I'm no longer in debt in any way, shape, or form. I also don't own any property yet, or don't have any mortgage yet. And I have more money flowing into my accounts than, as a spiritual business, soul-driven, heart-based spiritual entrepreneur, than I have had ever before. And that's wonderful. But again, it's not just about the money. To me, it's also about the abundance in terms of the client that shows up. The clients that do show up are the most aligned, most amazing, most incredible clients that I can support and serve. I got called into a job that I was not looking for a job at all. I am now the head of operations and marketing for the energy alignment method, because it's something that is so near and dear to my heart. And the abundance of a community of people that are there for the same cause, that are there and supporting me as I support them, is just outstanding and amazing. The abundance of deepening the relationship with myself, the abundance of deepening the relationship I have with other people, my friends, is absolutely amazing. The bettering of my relationship with my family, the abundance of possibility and opportunities that are available, the abundance of travel. I'm not necessarily one who loves to travel, but I've been moved into a space where I have an abundance of seeing new places all over the world. And so that sudden flow, my physical body had to do an upgrade in order to be able to allow that. And it was, there were levels of worth, and I see it as it's so interesting, because I always say that for me, our journey through life is an expanding journey. It's an ever expanding journey, and I don't know what awaits me. And it's being open, it's being willing, it's being, open and willing to that. And so I mentioned this, I think, in another episode. Right now, you don't know what you don't know, and being open to that and understanding that you don't know. You think you know, or I thought I knew, and now I see that I don't. And I want to say that to me, for me, with the energy alignment method, and with my now dear friend Yvette Taylor, one of the things that I'm consistently reminded of on a daily basis is how much I just don't know, how we as human beings are not able to see what's possible. And my mind is blown on a daily basis by what is possible when you do the work of combining energy work with the physical work that you do, like aligning those two. It's just, yeah. And so for for a little while, I was just, it got to be quote unquote too much. I got high fever, not high fever, but I got fever and I headache and snot, and all of that to me is an upgrade or an up leveling of my system, because I was not able to process that fully. And I still live in the space of awe of what's possible. And to see my desires, my wishes, my dreams come to life by just me almost just thinking about it blows my mind. And so I'm sharing this episode because you may be in that same space where you are on the precipice of that, where you are experiencing. Because I know that like I said, for a soul-driven, heart-based spiritual entrepreneur, we're here to serve, we're here to support, and rarely do we feel that our work is about us. I like to say that it's through us, and there's only you who can have that footprint on the work. Yes, someone else can maybe teach the same thing as you do, but there's no one who can formulate it or structure it or teach it the way that you can. And part of being, a Magdalene or someone here to support or serve, like I said, letting go of the struggling, being okay with it being easy, with all that comes with that, because I understand that there may also be triggers in that. Like, how can it be? I remember 4, 5, 6 years ago when I was in that place where I was seeing other people who were telling me how easy it could be and how much abundance and flow and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, fuck you. Like, how do I get to that place? And to me, the path is love. It is through love. It's through you. It's through love that this world will change. And through not the suppression or ignoring of fear, but through the dissolvement of them through love, using love as the expansion so that there's no room for that fear. And when they come up, you can easily allow them to rise and dissolve them in love. I, of course, now also use the energy alignment method to really process what comes up, whether it be whatever layer it lingers in within my energy. I can change that. And that combination of the metaphysical, very scientifically based work, and then also the action, the building, the creation, the sharing, the promotion, the selling, all of that, the combination of that is what is allowing that river to flow. And I'm also, with that, realizing that there is a place of, like I said, right now, I don't know what I don't know. And I don't know what the next level or the next thing will be. What I do know is that I'm here for it. And what I do know is that I will most likely, if and when it happens, be sharing it with you. So I want to hear from you. Have you struggled with allowing yourself ease, abundance, and flow? And if so, where are you at with that? So share that with us in the comments. I want to inspire and empower as many people as possible to live, be, and do from the space of love, and to have businesses that are abundant, not just in money, even though I love money, but in the way that we serve our clients. Like I said, for me now, the clients that do show up are aligned on a whole nother level. I am blessed that I also have clients who've stayed with me for years. And it's like they've multiplied and now show up just more and more. And I love that. So, yes, I am going to stop talking. And then I'm going, like I said, I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on abundance, ease, and flow for you as a soul-driven, heart-based spiritual entrepreneur? And how have you struggled with it? And how have you moved through it? That is what I had for you today. I love you. Take care. That is what I had for you in today's episode of Spiritual Business with Maria Estella. I hope it served you well. For all of the deets and the details, click the link in the description. And if you enjoyed this episode, support its message by sharing it with a friend or on social media, or leave me a comment or review. God bless.